This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, today we are going to discuss on day two topics. Okay, day two topics is more about AWS, right? AWS, how they started, what are the difference that they are making in terms of the cloud management, and what are the different geographical presence that AWS is providing, and it will be more towards AWS today. Yesterday we did not talk much about AWS, but we were talking general things about the cloud and its benefit. We talked about cloud service model, the infrastructure as a service, PaaS, SaaS, and we talked about cloud deployment model, private, public, hybrid cloud, community cloud, and we connected for a few minutes on disadvantages, and then we ended up discussing the different characteristics that make up the cloud. So these were the topics that we discussed. So those are the fundamentals of cloud, but today we'll be discussing on AWS. Okay, so maybe I don't want to get too much marketing terms here, but I just want to give you a quick understanding of how Amazon started and how this AWS project was launched initially. Okay, and everyone knows about Amazon, right? Amazon, they actually started as a book selling company. It's a American international multi-billion dollar company, but they are an e-commerce company, right? They are headquartered in Seattle, Washington, right? So everyone knows that. And they actually started this organization in 1995. So they are all there for 27 plus years now, and they started as an online bookstore organization. Okay, so that's when Jeff Bezos incorporated this company, and it was an online bookstore company to start with. And then after maybe 2 or 3 years, they diversified their online Amazon.com portal to start selling a lot of different um, IT related, or not IT related, I would say e-commerce related selling things. They started selling CDs, what do you call VHS, MP3 downloads, MP3 streaming, and all those things. Okay, they started selling video games, a lot of other things, and they started expanding, like selling electronics, apparel, furniture, food, toys, jewelry, and so on. Now you know, right? Amazon provides A to Z on their Amazon.com portal. But we are here to discuss AWS, which is a kind of web services platform which provides the necessary computing, storage, and network infrastructure to run the applications, right? So that actually happened after 2004. And I'll just give you a kind of quick introduction on how this Amazon Web Services project started. Okay, in 2003, they had a challenge. Amazon had a challenge that they had a lot of developers working from global locations, and they have been creating a lot of software code, application code, and people have been spending a lot of time in programming. But they had this reusability issue, meaning they were not able to reuse the code that one location is creating, and the other location people are, again, the developers are spending the same amount of time in creating the program or application code and so on. So Amazon started a project, and it was headed by Chris Pinkman and Benjamin Black. So they are the engineers who were assigned this particular project, and they were assigned to make sure, like, the reusability increases, and then they want to bring a common platform for all the developers. So they started asking the codes to be put into the common platform in the internet, and they made a platform that can run all the codes and whatever different developers started creating from different global region, and they found this as a very good business case. Okay, and then they also thought in 2004 that there should be some kind of queuing mechanism that should integrate all the different software application, and there should be a simple queuing service that should provide the application to application integration. So this is the very first service that was launched in Amazon Web Services in 2004. But then in 2006 only, the aws.amazon.com was launched. the aws.amazon.com, Amazon Web Services, it is a combination of all the different compute network, storage, and all the different components. But prior to 2006 itself, we had few services that were either being in a private preview, or they have been trying a lot of things. And in 2007, there has been a lot of demand from a lot of programmers across the globe. So they started asking how to use this particular platform, or how to use that business case, how to reuse those code that Amazon is creating. So there were 2 lakh subscribers, or 2 lakh developers who subscribe to Amazon Web Services, and they were asking for how to collaborate as a programmer, as a developer. And then Amazon thought that this is going to be a changing thing, where they started providing space for a lot of developers or system administrators to run whatever they want. So initially they started giving queuing service, and then they started giving developers the platform to run their application code. Then they started selling infrastructure also. In 2007 or 2008 time period, they started giving all the different services, like the EC2 and SQS, S3, all these things. So in 2006-7, it was in private preview, but in 2007, it was officially relaunched, and they started giving access to EC2, S3, SQS, and other services. Okay, so that's when it started getting popular, and it all started with reusability idea. But then Amazon found that as a kind of interesting opportunity to kind of provide a platform and earn money out of it. And then after 2007, okay, so my Amazon was kind of very quiet, and they have not revealed anything until, I would say, 2011 or 2012 time frame. They have been doing a lot of investment in infrastructure, meaning they have been expanding their global presence. Unlike Microsoft had their geographical presence even before Amazon, right? They are an IT company, and they had a lot of data center to distribute patches and provide a lot of online Bing services and other services through their data center across the globe. So Microsoft had their geographical presence, sorry, even before Amazon came into this market. So for Amazon, they did not have a lot of geographical presence. So what they have been doing on the back end, they have been investing a lot of money in expanding their geographical presence. So I'll just kind of show you something here. There is a data from Gartner in 2011. Okay, Amazon's aggregation of the compute capacity was 10 times bigger than the other combined vendors together. Okay, other vendors in the sense like Microsoft, IBM, HP, all the others vendors combined together, they were 10 times bigger than all the other vendors combined together. So that's the level of investment that Amazon made on the compute, storage, and the backend infrastructure investment, okay, in 2011. But then Microsoft and other vendors started catching up very well. In 2014, it was very well narrowed down, and even in 2014, if you look at the numbers here, it was 5 times uh, larger compute capacity in use than the other 14 providers combined together. So whoever is listed here, like the CSC, HP, Fujitsu, VMware, all these vendors combined together, even they were not able to match up with the compute capacity that Amazon has made ready in their backend data center infrastructure. So on the backend, from 2007 until 2011, they did not reveal what kind of things they are doing on the backend, but they have been kind of expanding their geographical data center investment, and they have been adding more data center in most of the countries and locations. And in 2011, when they revealed it, it was like very huge. It can even occupy all the other IT companies into their data center. That's the level of investment they did. And in 2014 also, it was what do you call 4 times, right? Or what is the number we saw here? It is 5 times larger compute capacity. This is like aggregation of the other 14 providers combined together. It was like kind of 5 times larger. So yeah, so this is a kind of history. Okay, so they internally launched something as a project in 2002, and then in 2004 they launched the SQS, and in 2006 is when the most of the compute, storage, and the queuing service was launched. And then initially it was more of a US based cloud service, and then they launched in Europe in 2007, and then they went on to expand their services across other regions also. Okay, so these are all some kind of marketing terms, but still, like I would spend maybe 5 minutes here to get you up to speed on what they have been doing. And a lot of people have this misassumption, right? Meaning they always think IBM or HP or Microsoft, they are the one who go and purchase a lot of companies. And I mean, they are not the one who, I mean, even Amazon is not an exception in that. They also have done a lot of acquisitions in the past. If you look at here, starting with 1998, they have started acquisitioning a lot of companies, and they have been expanding their area into .com, Audible, laboratories, technology. They have been investing money on different organizations, and you can see they have invested on money on particular era. Like when it is a robotics era, they have invested on a particular organization which is doing good there, and they have been doing a lot of acquisitions, and they know like food is going to be a very high demand, and they have invested a lot of money in online food market. So see, they have been doing a lot of acquisitions, and when they started, it was a kind of I would say even in 2015 it was only having a kind of I would say 6 billion USD is their revenue, and in 2016 it actually doubled up, and from there it was only double the amount of revenue that they were making. Okay, it was 6 billion USD in 2015, and it was 13 billion in 2016, and it started growing like anything. Okay, now until 2020 they were the one who were earning higher in terms of revenue, but now Microsoft commercial cloud is having more revenue because of Office 365. If you are excluding Office 365, still Amazon is the leader in terms of revenue. Okay, so that's the kind of introduction to Amazon Web Services. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time in kind of talking about marketing gimmicks or terms to make you feel like Amazon is doing good. It's not needed, because Amazon Web Services is doing good for the last 17, 18 years now, and a lot of very big Fortune 100 companies or Fortune 500 companies are using. So if you look at the names here, you will be able to understand what are the big companies that are already using it. So if you look at the names here, Pfizer, Unilever, some of the very big companies like Novartis, Toshiba. So everyone is kind of running their services in Amazon Web Services Cloud. Even a lot of governmental agencies are also running on AWS Cloud, but they have a separate AWS US government cloud, but still like they are all trusting Amazon Web Services as a partner, and many government agencies are currently running on cloud, including educational institutions and so on. Okay, and if you look at here, these are all some kind of world's hottest startups that are kind of evaluating in AWS, and they are actually making a lot of revenues, billions and billions. Even if you look at here, Airbnb is actually considered as a startup, but you know how successful they are in their business, and these organization, they all started in AWS. So a lot of enterprise customers are there, a lot of startups are there, a lot of government institutions are there, a lot of educational institutions are there. And if you look at here, just SAP on AWS, look at the numbers here. So they have more than 5,000 active customers using SAP on cloud. So people are just thinking that only infrastructure are hosted on cloud, meaning they are thinking only the utility applications or infrastructure based x86 application or 64-bit applications are running. It is not the case. Now, in the last few years, there has been a lot of SAP migration to cloud. There has been mainframe modernization migration to cloud. So a lot of technologies, earlier we thought it might not come to cloud, but now there are options, and you can see how many SAP workloads or SAP HANA based solutions are running on AWS. So that's the kind of capacity that Amazon has built on their backend of the infrastructure. Whatever capacity you think in terms of storage or compute, they will be able to accommodate. That's the level of investment that they have done. Okay, so they have thousands of customer using SAP workloads on AWS. Nowadays, mainframe modernization is happening. Mainframe workloads are going on to AWS, and a lot of things are happening there. Okay, so these are some just numbers to make sure you understand that how they are doing their business. And as on 2019, I guess this is the numbers on 2019 or 2020 beginning. So 41% of the market is was with Amazon Web Services. This is application workloads on infrastructure as a service platform. Okay, if you look at the other provider, Microsoft Azure was giving it a very tough competition in the last couple of years. But if you look at the market, it has been like in 2016 or 2017, I would say from there only it started yielding a lot of revenue. And until that, you can see it was just close to 6 billion. That's what I was highlighting, right, in the slide here. So it is like kind of, it was very less, but then now it has kind of climbed like anything now. Okay, so these are all some financial numbers and so on. And yesterday we talked about this fact that AWS is actually continuously pioneering, or I think it's not ninth consecutive, it is already 10th consecutive years. They were the leader for 10 consecutive years in the cloud market in both infrastructure and platform as a service. Okay, so these are all some introduction to AWS. We'll move on to some of the other aspects. Okay, so some people have this misunderstanding, meaning people think that Windows run on Azure and Linux runs on mostly AWS platform. That is not the case. If you look at here, this is the data as of 2018 or 2017 itself. Amazon is hosting almost close to 60% of the Windows workload on their platform, against 30%, double the number of Windows servers were running on AWS platform compared to Microsoft Azure. Okay, but now things are changing. Many people are migrating their Unix workload to Azure or AWS, that are turning into kind of Linux workload. But nowadays, in the last couple of years, there has been a huge increase in Linux on both AWS and Azure. But earlier, if you think at, I mean, if you look at the numbers in the market, Amazon was hosting a lot of Windows instances on their platform, even double the number of instances on top of their platform. Okay, with that said, the very important thing that you need to understand how they have geographically set up their presence. First, we need to understand their base geographical understanding. See, if you want to understand any cloud, first we need to start from the global infrastructure. We need to understand how they have set up their global presence, how many data centers they have deployed, how many regions they have got, and what are the other benefits that they are providing through their global infrastructure. Then we can go and understand the landing zone, setting up the networking, compute, storage, database, and the other areas. So let's start discussing about the global infrastructure. Any questions on their roadmap, or how they started, and any specific questions on that?
Stanley, that
Yeah.
what is EC2 and SQS? Can you explain?
Okay. So so Microsoft, sorry, not Microsoft, Amazon is providing you compute services, and they have labeled their virtual machines as Elastic Compute Cloud, EC2, and they call it as instances here. Instead of virtual machine, they call instances. And to run the virtual machines, they have this EC2 service, okay, Elastic Compute Cloud service, which is elastic in nature, right? You can add resources and reduce resources in terms of compute capacity. So that's why they have labeled as Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, and this is the very first service they started in terms of providing compute capacity, meaning CPU, memory, network, and I mean network interface card, all those combined together. SQS is mainly for simple queuing service. When you want to make two different applications talk to each other. For example, I'll give you a quick use case here. I mean, these are all something which we'll discuss in the future, but since you have asked, I can give you a very high level use case. So simple queuing service, meaning generally like we are used to a lot of okay, let me take, okay, let's take a pizza ordering system as an example. Okay, so now there are multiple applications that will be working on the back end for a particular pizza order. So one system will accept the new orders, and the other system will kind of process the order, and the other system will kind of manage the billing and other things, right? So when one application is talking to another application to complete a particular request or a order, there has to be some kind of in between queuing mechanism. And if there is no in between message store or message queuing system, the messages that are being sent, if they are not reaching the destination application, it is not I mean, you cannot expect the destination application to be always available. Sometimes the destination application might go down, or there might be some network issues and so on. So in order to have a kind of in between message store from one application to another application, Amazon has used this simple queuing service, so that whatever the messages that are being passed, it will be sent in a particular order, maybe first in, first out, or first in, last out, something. The queuing mechanism will work in different algorithms, but instead of having a storage in the application itself, they have a in-between message queuing store, or MQ in IBM terms. IBM has been providing MQ for a long time, right? It's the equivalent in Amazon, where you can have the messages stored in the queue in between applications to application. Okay, I mean, that's a very, very high level explanation, but will get into the details a little later. Okay, so SQS is a kind of equivalent to IBM MQ service, where you have a kind of message store in between application to application. There will be distributed application in almost all the use cases. We'll have application 1, application 2, 3, all of them will be talking to each other, and there should be some in between message store or storage mechanism that will store the messages before it reaches the destination, because the destination application might be busy, or might be unavailable, or might be having some network issues or whatever. So there should be some in between storage that will make sure that the messages are passed in the right order. Even if you think about when the orders are being received, when there is a very high incoming request, so there are chances that the request might jump over the other request, right? So in order to process the messages in the same order, and complete or fulfill the order in the same fulfill the request in the same order, these simple queue service will act as a kind of in between message broker or a message handler. Okay, but I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of service. I would if I show this slide, maybe you might have some kind of additional questions also. So if you look at here, in 2008, they added 24 additional new services. If you look at 2014, they have added 239 services on Amazon Web Services. So Amazon Web Services is a combination of thousands of services in their platform. Okay, so SQS, SNS, these are all one simple single service as part of their offering. Okay, so they have been adding they have been innovating like no others. Okay, so no others were able to provide these many products, features, and they have been investing a lot of money in development. If you ask me, like, currently they have around 11 lakh developers who are just working for Amazon products and services enhancement. Okay, so that's the level of products and services that they have offered in the last 15 years. Okay, so if you look at here in 2014 itself, just in 1 year, they have added these many services. Okay, so I mean, these are some example. Okay, we'll get to discuss on many services as and when we touch compute, network, storage, and so on. But these are just examples. Okay, I'll just delete this. Okay, so where we were heading towards, we are heading towards geographical presence. But still, like, any other questions from anyone? Yeah, I'll help you understand that, because like you need to understand how Amazon is kind of innovating. So not just on the innovation side alone. Okay, so innovation is one important thing. They have been adding more products and services or offering. And if you ask me where Amazon is kind of investing more in the last few years, I would say in starting 2017, in the reinvent, they said they are going to invest a lot of money in AI, ML, and IoT. And in 2018, they said they are planning to invest a lot of money in big data. And similarly, they have a kind of roadmap and they have been investing on niche technologies year on year. So they have been focusing on products and services on a specific vertical where they see a lot of growth and so on. So they are on the one side, they are understanding what business is demanding, and based on that they have been putting a kind of investment. As I told you, from 2007 to 2011 they have been just expanding. They have been just setting up the data center, buying real estate, adding kind of good infrastructure, and they have been purchasing a lot of servers and so on. And then now if you look at here, they have earned a lot of money, and they are reinvesting in enhancing their products and services in different technology area. Okay, so all these things are kind of required for a sales person or a pre-sales architect. But for us, let's understand AWS geographical presence and how they are providing services and so on. Okay, and you will get to understand how they are superior than other cloud providers shortly. Okay, so they started as an online store, but then now they are giving A to Z. Okay, so with that said, shall we move on, or any questions on their history, or any specific questions on AWS before we start discussing on their geographical presence? Okay, let's talk about the geographical presence, and I'll kind of list down what are their classifications. So first I'll list down those. They have regions, they have got availability zones, they have got local zones, they have got wavelength zones, they have got edge locations, they have got direct connect location, and they have got ground stations nowadays. And now I think they have also added the outpost functionality. So if you compare this first point with Azure, okay, you know, right? Azure has got similar things, but they have got only regions, availability zones, and maybe they have got the edge locations similar to AWS. But besides that, you can see what are the level of implementation that Amazon is doing to attract the customer. So their geographical presence are grouped into 8 classifications. Okay, regions, availability zones, local zones, wavelength zones, edge location, direct connect, ground stations, outpost, and so on. But let's go one by one. Okay, let's not get too deep into this, but you need to understand what is the purpose of each of this. Okay, so AWS geographical presence is grouped into these categories. Okay, or we can call it as global presence or geographical presence. So region, I think it's the same in AWS, Azure also. It's a kind of logical location. So meaning it cannot be exactly like a country or a kind of continent or something like that. It's a kind of logical location that AWS has got their presence. For example, Mumbai is a logical location. Mumbai is a region as per Amazon, and East US is a kind of region as per Amazon. So they've got a logical place that will be considered as a location. It's a physical location. Okay, so Mumbai, East US, it might need not be kind of a country. Okay, it can be even one country might have multiple regions within that, and within that region they have multiple availability zone. Multiple availability zones are nothing but physical data centers. Availability zones are physical data centers. They have got around how much? Let me look at the numbers. The numbers gets changed very often. So as on date, they have got around 84 data centers, maybe 85 or maybe increased also, but they've got around 26 regions as on beginning of this year, and they have got around 84 data centers across the globe. Okay, and the availability zones are maybe like in one region there might be 2 or 3 or even 6. Okay, so minimum there will be at least 2 availability zones in a region, or on an average we might have 3 availability zones. In some region like North Virginia, we have got up to 6 availability zone also. Okay, so in a particular region. Okay, in a region, we will have minimum of two availability zones, two data centers for a redundancy purpose. In some regions, we might have three, and regions like North Virginia, they have got six data centers also in a single region itself. Okay, so data center availability zone is nothing but a physical data center. And local zones, any idea like have you heard of all these things? Local zones, wavelength zones. Have you heard about these concept?
No, son.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so local zone, they have started introducing these concepts in the very recent past, maybe in the last couple of years, these technologies has come up. So this is mainly for organization who might not be able to come out of their remote location. See, for example, some kind of automotive industries or some weather simulation industries or some kind of industries where they have a lot of media streaming or entertainment, they actually want to have the particular data center close to their workshop or close to their remote location. So in order to provide facilities for that, Amazon has deployed local zones with compute, storage, database, and only selective services. Not all the services will be available in local zones. Only selective services specific to industry vertical might be available in that particular local zone. So here, what they are giving is they are giving you option to run your services on Amazon Web Services Cloud, and also they have got integration to the main regions and data center. So they will get very quick access. They will get the customers who need single millisecond latency, they will be able to run their services. So for example, if you ask me like some of the gaming application or some of the media streaming or some of the entertainment organization, they are all running on local zones. I would say this is an extension of a region or extension of an availability zone. Okay, so this is specifically to provide services for the customer who are not able to come to AWS, but they want to have some kind of they want to make use of the cloud benefits, right? Yesterday we were talking about flexibility, scalability, and capacity growth, unlimited capacity, all those things, right? So the customers moving to local zone will realize the benefit of the cloud, and they will be staying as closest to their industry also. For example, if they have a CES zone or if they have a kind of industrial estate, they will be having a local zone next to that to attract those customers. So local zone is mainly for, one second guys, local zone is mainly for those customers getting into AWS. Okay, so if you ask me how many local zones are there, it is having only 17 local zones. As of now, it's mainly in US region, not outside of US region, but they are kind of expanding it. I think in Europe, they are slowly expanding and they are coming up with local zones in other locations also. But local zone, don't think about local zone as a kind of data center. They are actually providing you an option to run application that needs low latency. For example, if you ask me some real-time gaming and all, it needs very low latency. Otherwise, if it is buffering too much, then customers might not be able to use it. And for the end customer to use those services, Amazon is providing you a nearby local zone where you can host those services and you can do a real-time gaming for the end users. And even if you want to do some live streaming of any current um, things that are happening, either a prime minister speech or a kind of live game that you want to do, or if you want to kind of do a augmented reality or a virtual reality thing, or if you are planning to do some kind of live streaming, so for those use cases you can use the local zone. Okay, it helps you to run those kind of application here. So this is a new option that they are doing it, and especially customers who are all using local zones. I would say like Netflix is using local zones, and company like Ubitus is using local zone, and even Mindbody is using local zone. So these are all very big companies in US. They are all using these for their purpose. So everyone knows about Netflix, right? Netflix, they are providing you virtual workstations closest to the location where they are recording the things, or where exactly the contents are being created, or where exactly the artists are working or shooting the current live telecasting. And Ubitus, everyone knows, I think they are a gameplay organization. They are providing multiple games. And see, these are all some examples of companies who are using local zone. Okay, so local zone is nothing but a kind of server room, but with AWS technologies added to it. And this is completely managed and maintained by AWS itself. And this is a pure play advantage that you get when you go and choose Amazon. Okay, local zone. And wavelength zone is an X category. Okay, so any questions on local zone? Okay, so I'll take that as no. So wavelength zone is mainly for developers. Okay, if you have an organization where you want to quickly develop and save the code into AWS infrastructure and run the application, for them, they have been demanding a kind of very quick infrastructure to submit or save their application code. Okay, so in some organization they have been experiencing very slowness, or if they are coming up with new application code, or if they are changing their content, or if they're coming up with new version, it has been taking a lot of time. So the innovation was very slow. And for the developers, they have been asking a kind of option where when they develop the new code, it should reach the Amazon Web Services, or the application should accept the new changes very quickly. And in order to achieve this, what Amazon did is they worked with network providers like Verizon and KDDI, and they came up with this wavelength zone. Okay, meaning the wavelength zone is a combination of service given by Amazon and the network provider. So they combined together, started giving this thing. And I think it's only available in a couple of locations. I'll give you the latest number, but they initially had only tie-up with Verizon and KDDI. 1 minute, let me check that, because I want to give you the latest data. I don't want to give you very old data. Okay, so let me just look at the global infrastructure, and let me go to wavelength zone. So currently wavelength zone is available only in, okay, so communication services provider. Okay, let me just get the numbers for you. Only 24 wavelength zones are there. Okay, and it is very limited numbers. Okay, it's not available globally. It's only available in US, and one more, I think, Japan or Korea. They are providing that. So they have got only two vendors tie up. One is Verizon and the other one is KDDI. And with their combination, they are able to provide this wavelength zone. Okay, so I'll get you the exact locations of where exactly they are available. 20, okay, I'll get you the data centers where exactly they are present, but it's only 24 wavelength zone that are available across the globe, and especially almost all of them are in US region only. So outside of that, I think they have got somewhere in Asia Pacific, where the KDDA is providing service. So Amazon and the network service provider, or the communication services provider, they have combined together to provide a location where the developers can check in their code quickly and commit it for bringing the latest development code to the application quickly. So in order for that, Amazon was doing a lot of analysis or use case testing, and they found without a 5G enabled network or a 5G edge location, they will not be able to give the frequency of updates or the changes into the environment. So that's the reason they had a tie-up with these two providers, and they were able to set up this wavelength zone. Wavelength zone is mainly for developers to quickly innovate and build new application that requires low latency. Okay, so this is for the development aspect. Okay, I would say ultra low latency. So that's why they need 5G devices. and it's mainly relying upon the network provider. If network is not available, these locations will have issues. So this is not completely owned by Amazon, but they have tie up with Verizon and KDDI, and they are providing these services. And local zone, wavelength zone, edge location. Edge location is very simple. Okay, it's about the point of presence, or people call it as cloud front. It is a location in front of the cloud. That's why they call it as cloud front, or some people call it as content delivery network. So meaning, if example, like in India, we don't have data centers in Chennai, but Chennai has got a content delivery network, or it has got a cloud front. Cloud front, it is a one one step front of the cloud. That is why they have named it as cloud front. So this is mainly to improve the application accessing experience. So whatever the data that that particular location has accessed currently, it will be cached in the nearby cloud front location, or in the nearby edge location. So it's mainly for catching and providing quicker access to the data. Okay, quick access to the data. So it will catch the frequently accessed content. Okay, and it will provide you access to the locally stored contents without going to the data center, or without going to the Amazon AWS data center. Okay, so it's for providing quick access to the application, and it is to mainly improve the user experience, or whoever has accessed it. For example, if I'm accessing a particular application and I have downloaded the data locally in that particular CloudFront is a network room. It's a kind of network data center, not Amazon's own data center. So they have got tie-up with multiple vendors, and they've got cloud delivery network across the globe. And I think how many they have got. So CloudFront locations, they have got around 300 plus edge location, and 13 plus regional edge catches. So they have got around 300 plus or 310 plus locations. If you look at the region, it is only 226, but point of presence is there in 310 plus location. Meaning mostly like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, many locations will have point of presence. Okay. Okay, I see a question on the chat. Again, like our old web server storing static. Exactly, yeah, that is the same thing. So what they will do is, in this particular edge location, they will have only the catching appliance, something like a riverbed appliance, or some network and storage appliance that can do the catching, and they will have a time to live, or they will have a frequency to kind of clear the data after a particular timeout. Okay, so it's mainly to give you quick access to the applications and the data. Okay, it's mainly to improve the user experience. And direct connect, I think most of you might have heard about this. So this is mainly to have a direct connection from your own data center to Amazon data center. It's a kind of direct connect circuit. Direct connection, it's a physical fiber channel connection from your data center, customer data center, to Amazon data center. So it's to have a kind of hybrid cloud experience, or in order to kind of frequently send some backup data, or archiving some kind of things, or in order to replicate. So you have a kind of direct connect option, which can enhance the connectivity between your on-premises and the cloud. So ground station is mainly to improve the connectivity to the satellite. Okay, so none of the other providers are providing these kind of things. Okay, this is mainly targeting the organization who provides the weather forecasting, or surface imaging, or image processing. Like for example, a lot of companies are providing maps, right, like Google Maps and other things. So what they generally do is, for such organization, they are providing you a ground station. They can receive and process the data directly from the satellite. So these kind of facilities no other cloud providers are giving. Okay, so Amazon is kind of expanding their footprint, infrastructure footprint, aligned to all the industry vertical, or all the technology requirement. If a particular automotive industry is looking for a solution, they provided local zone. If a kind of development organization, programming, or developer organization is looking for some solution, they have provided wavelength zone. And now a satellite company who provides weather forecasting, or who provides image processing from the satellite, or surface imaging, for them again, Amazon has provided a solution called ground station, which can improve the connectivity between the satellite and the ground station, and it will quickly receive and process the data. Even if you want to convert the image, or if you want to resize the image, if you want to uh, change from one type to another type, all those facilities are being provided by applications on that particular ground station. It is quickly changing the frame size, changing the image size, and it is providing it for various application consumption also. So ground station is a very innovative technology, but it's not for all the customer, right? It's only for the customers who are providing weather forecasting, or who are providing a kind of surface images. But it is very, very important. The reason I say that, nowadays everyone is relying upon that. See, for example, you are looking at where the person is in Uber application, Ola application, almost all the application that we are currently using, every application is dependent on this particular data. So image processing, or surface imaging, or the live streaming of the current locations, a lot of people are relying upon the satellite information, or the traffic, where exactly the traffic is high. All those things now is available in a mobile application, right? So in order for them to provide you the latest surface images, or in order for them to provide you the latest content, they have provided you the ground station. Ground station is mainly to improve the communication from the ground station to the satellite, and quickly receive and process the data, so that the application that needs that will be consuming it. Okay, it's mainly to improve the weather forecasting, weather simulation, or a lot of different use cases are there. Even nowadays, a lot of streaming are happening through the satellite. Okay, like there is a live streaming happening through the ground station. Okay, this is a very important use case, but it might not be applicable for all the industry, but many industries are making use of this particular technology. And Outpost, it's a kind of private cloud solution from Amazon. Okay, like Azure Stack, Amazon has provided Outpost, which can be deployed in your own data center. And if you deploy this Outpost solution in your own data center, you will realize all the benefits of flexibility, scalability, and capacity forecasting, or the compute services, self-service portal, orchestration, automation. So all those tools and technologies will be provided in your own data center itself if you go and deploy this Outpost solution. So they have bundled the package what they have used in Amazon Web Services, and they are providing it as a package which you can go and deploy and create a private cloud platform. Okay, so any questions on a very high level? We'll get to understand this more. I mean, when you go and touch each of these topics, but on a very high level, any questions on this?
Yeah, yesterday you were
Go ahead.
highlighting about VMware's stack, right?
Okay.
Do they also provide a similar one like the Outpost, or how is that one?
Correct. So Outpost, it is available in multiple categories. You can actually go and actually put together or buy Outpost in a kind of bundle thing. So they provide you AWS services, infrastructure, and the operating model in a kind of set of server hardware. You can go and buy the appliances as an appliance, or you can also go and get the kind of software and you can deploy it. So it's like kind of VMware, but it's pre-built along with the service providers. Okay, for example, Dell is providing Outpost solution in their virtual appliances, in their physical appliances. Similarly, they have tie-up with other vendors, and they will be giving as a kind of readily consumable appliance, or you can also get it implemented on your own also. So they provide you Outpost equipment, okay, which will have all the services, and they will be sending across the rack, servers, switches, and cabling, whatever is needed. They also provide that. And in some cases, if you want to make, I mean, if you want to enable some kind of technology or services, which is targeting something like AI, ML, and other things, you can also download and enable that features and services. Okay, you will get to understand little later, but on a very high level, Amazon is providing you these many different categories to help different customers excel in their business. Okay, unlike if you compare it with AWS or Azure, we might have completed this with two or three options only, right? I might have told regions, availability zone, and then we might have an extra concept called availability set there. Here also we have got placement group and other concept. So I don't want to increase the list here. So that's the reason I stopped it with the top 8 grouping. And even after this, we have got options to go and get Spot instances, dedicated host, custom hardware, dedicated VM. So a lot of different options are there, but on a very high level, this is the physical presence of AWS through which they are providing services. Okay, did I confuse you, or any specific questions from anyone? Okay, I'll take that as no. Okay, so let's go and explore a few more things. So as on date, you can see that this is the numbers. It's an updated number only. Okay, they have got around 108 direct connect location where you can go and connect your data center, and they have got 70 plus compliance offering. So this is very important. Okay, the compliance thing, comparing it to Azure, even AWS has got enough compliance offering. I can show you that quickly. So for anything and everything, you have to type Amazon aws.amazon.com, and if you want to understand the compliance, you can say compliance, okay, or compliance programs or whatever. Okay, if you look at here, these are the certifications or accreditations that they have on their data center. Amazon Web Services, they have their data centers in how many? 70 plus locations, right? In 80 plus 85 locations, they have their physical data center. In almost all these locations, if you look at the regional map, globally, they have all these certification, ISO, CSA, PCI standards, and all these things, SOC, and these kind of certification which is available globally. And if you look at some kind of regional certification, they also have FedRAMP, FIPS, ITAR, and other FISMA and other things. Similarly, they have got Asia Pacific specific categories. Earlier, they did not have this MCTS or MTCS tier 3 category of accreditation. But recently, they have also added it in Singapore data center. So in some data centers, like for example, in Japan or in Singapore or Australia, they might look for some specific standards because this is a locally accredited compliance program. So if Korea companies want to run some kind of services on AWS platform, they will look for this KISMS certification accreditation. Similarly, if you're talking about India, they will also look for something like here. If you scroll to the bottom, you will also see that whether AWS is adhering to India data privacy standard, whether they are adhering to Korea data privacy standard. So all these things are available in almost all the data center across the globe. So the ones on the top, these are all global certification, which is applicable for all the data centers. And data center specific to Americas will have this additional accreditation. And similarly, Asia Pacific, EMEA location. And these are the complete list of certifications and attestation. So now Amazon has got the most number of accreditations and certifications, and they are following privacy programs from 190 plus countries. So enterprise organization, educational institutions, government organizations. So Amazon is not targeting a specific industry vertical. They are providing services for almost every different things. Okay, like they have healthcare customers, they have got banking customers. So complete different industry verticals are covered here. Okay, so compliance program, they have the best in class. Almost all the different accreditations are available in Amazon data centers. Okay, so earlier Microsoft was taking advantage of their experience in data center management, because Microsoft has been managing data centers for almost what, like 1990s, beginning of 1990s, they have got data centers. So they have got around 30 plus years of experience in maintaining data centers. They know how to get the accreditation quickly. But Amazon has was lagging in that part. But then now it's almost the same level of accreditation and certification is available in both Amazon Cloud and Azure Cloud. So this is like it covers certifications, accreditations, and they have some data privacy regulations. And you can go and read the privacy statement if you want to run it in, for example, Singapore or India or specific location. it's not very easy. Okay, so if you want to get an accreditation from CSA or ISO, the data center has to go through a lot of auditing process. They will take a auditing report, and after analyzing all the different attributes and parameters, then only they will give the attestation that this particular data center is compliant for this particular industry regulation, and you are good to run your services there. It takes a very a lot of effort to get that. Okay, so it's not very easy thing to get an accreditation or a kind of attestation from the global vendors like CSA, ISO, and other vendors. They go through a lot of stringent procedures and process, and um, the compliance, the alignment and framework, it's a kind of everyone knows that. Okay, they have a very good published security and compliance requirement, and based on that, these organizations will go and set up their environment to comply with that. Okay, so this is a very good important point that I would highlight. Okay, when it comes to AWS data centers, and as a kind of solution architect, you also should learn the AWS acceptable use policy, meaning uh, you should understand what exactly you can run in AWS, or what exactly you can host in AWS, because they have a very big document. Okay, so everyone knows that, right? See, for example, if you are a customer, you should not host any kind of illegal content which is demoralizing or affecting a particular religion policy or whatever, right? So there should not be any offensive content, and all those things you have to put it in your low level design. So I can show you that document here. If you go to aws.amazon.com/AUP, you will get the document details. Okay, acceptable user policy. We have a very big list here. Okay, so you can just go through that. So Amazon want to make sure that if you are doing any kind of application, or if you are hosting something which is not adhering to their policy, they will stop their account or subscription. They will deactivate their account. Okay, so we should not violate these listing here. So we should not encourage violence, terrorism. We should not have some kind of content which is promoting some illegal things. And Amazon is kind of watching all these things very closely. Even you should not use Amazon services for kind of spamming and all those things. You can see that here, right? Unsolicited email messages and all those things. So this is very important. You need to capture this particular acceptable user policy in every low level design document that you create, or even in the high level design document, you can mention this particular acceptable user policy. So for each and everything, you have to use aws.amazon.com, and you can just go and get that data. AUP stands for acceptable user policy. So any questions on the classifications we have got here? I know like some of these you might have to go and look at it, then only you will get far better understanding. But on a very high level, you need to understand these different components that is provided by Amazon Web Services. Okay, now we need to understand how to choose a region. So for example, we have a lot of companies, organizations running from different geographical location, and also we might have to abide with a lot of legal requirements, governance requirement, compliance requirement, and so on. But when you go and choose a particular geographical location, either a region or an availability zone, generally the very first thing we look at is the security compliance standard. We'll go and check whether the data center is compliant with the accreditation or the certification and so on. So we will go and check that first. And if everything is in line with the organization requirement, then we will go and look at the proximity or the latency and all those things. Okay, so we'll go and check the latency and so on. And I think many of you who has attended my GCP and Azure session, you might have seen some of these tools. We have something called cloudpingtest.com/AWS. Similarly, you can use it for Azure, you can use it for GCP and so on. So from your location, it will tell you like this report, you have to run it from your uh, company's data center. You should not run it from what you call uh, general internet, but you have to go and log into your data center, and from there you have to go and do a test, and which will give you a report which might be very closer to you, or which is providing the lowest latency. For me, from Chennai, Asia Pacific is giving me the lowest latency. So you can just go through the average latency and you can pick up one of them. So there are hundreds of internet sites that are available, and one among them is Cloud Ping Test, and also you can use cloudping.co/grid. This is also a very good tool, okay, which gives you a kind of option to select the primary data center and the secondary data center also. For example, for Africa, this can be primary, and the location on the top can be a secondary location, and so on. So this gives you a kind of map to choose which can be primary and secondary. So there are many different sites like that which can help you to choose the primary region and also choose the secondary region. And if you want to understand the latency between Amazon and other cloud providers and so on, there are a lot of tools. For example, Cloud Harmony can give you a detail between Amazon and Azure, so that you can have your primary in Amazon and secondary in Azure or GCP or whatever. So there are many sites like this. Okay, so Cloud Harmony, I think let me quickly check that. I think network, I thought I saved that as a favorite, but let me quickly check that. Yeah, this is the thing that you can use for testing from one cloud to another cloud. Okay, so this gives you testing between multi-cloud vendors. You can probe from one provider to another provider. So there are many internet sites which you can go and use for identifying which provides you a quick service, or which is available in um, good proximity. So you can use this internet site to do that. Earlier, we have to go and do manually ping, tracer, telnet, and path ping, other tools, but now these are available at your availability. Even I think there is a tool available from Cloud Harmony that is providing you kind of speed test also. Okay, I think speed test for Azure, speed test for AWS. You can just change the name alone. Okay, and if you type instead of AWS, you can type GCP or Azure or AWS. So they have many tools like that. Even there are tools which you can download and install in your machine, like DataPath. There are hundreds of tools available. Okay, so this is giving you complete detailed services. If you want to run EC2 or Lightsail or S3, it gives you service level latency details. Okay, so now you can first go through the security compliance requirement. Sorry guys, one second, let me connect my power. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just doing some cleanup work in the afternoon. I missed to switch it on back. Okay, sorry. Okay, you guys are able to follow me, right? There is a lot of silence. Hopefully you guys are following me.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. See, these are all more for the solution architect or the enterprise architect. While they make the decision, they need to understand whether you have got all the security compliance requirement, whether they are legally good to go and host it, whether their data governance is acceptable to run in AWS cloud, and you can go and get that details. Okay, and the next one is the location, like whether it is closer to you, and you also have to look at the what you call the business continuity and DR options. If they are not providing you business continuity and DR options, then it's not making sense to move there. For example, some data center, they will give you only 2 data centers, and maybe if you need more data centers for your different environment, like non-prod, prod, and maybe development, QA, pre-prod and prod, then you can split their environment into different data centers. And also you have to look at the availability of the services, and the cost difference comes the last. Actually, many people will look at the cost. For example, when they go and decide, they think like cost comes the primary thing. Cost is not the primary. Okay, cost should be considered at the fifth option, and before that we need to kind of choose based on the security compliance, the location which is very closer. Okay, the first thing is the I would say legal requirements. This comes first. Second comes the location. Then comes the primary and secondary region availability. Then what are the different services that are offered, whether the required services are offered in that particular location. Then comes the cheaper cost, where exactly which data center or which region is providing you the cheaper cost. If you have finalized 3-4 locations, and you can go and choose which one is cheaper for you, but it has to be secure, it has to be giving you good level of latency, and then there is a trade-off between all these things, right? So some people will think about trade-off between what do you call trade-off between latency and cost, meaning see at the end of all these testing and all the kind of latency test and all those things, if you find Ireland is also providing the same level of security, Ireland is also giving you some kind of similar level of speed, and even UK is also giving you the same level of speed and security. Now customer who are in the countryside of the UK or those location, they can actually go and choose running their services either on Ireland data center or UK data center. The reason I'm telling that, UK is generally 4 times costlier than Ireland. So then now comes the decision making, right? Whether we should run it on Ireland or UK. People will go and choose Ireland just because it is very cheaper. And the cost difference is because of the UK real estate, the UK money currency value, and the cost of having the manpower, maintenance, and all those things, right? Even the infrastructure cost is also very high in UK compared to Ireland. And even if you think about Ireland, the cooling infrastructure that is needed, the power supply is very cheaper there, and all those things. Okay, so as a solution architect, you can go through all these things. You first need to understand whether you are having all the security compliance in that data center, then check the speed, latency, and then check whether the services are available. Then you need to go and discuss on the cost aspect. Okay, you should not directly go and discuss on the cost. And for cost, actually they have a calculator that is available. Okay, so they call it as calculator.aws. If you go and type calculator.aws, you will be able to go and understand what is the price of running EC2 on UK, price of running EC2 on Ireland. So you can go and create an estimate. They have the pricing calculator available. Okay, this is mainly for estimating the cost for your solution. Okay, that is the last thing. Okay, so first 2 days it's all theory. I know you have to be a lot of you have to be very patient and starting day 3 it's all kind of practical discussion, but these are all very important in decision making. Okay, so how to choose a location. Okay, so these are the 5 aspects. I think there is a slide which also has got few more data on that. Yeah, so selecting a region, the first thing comes is data governance, legal, proximity to customer, services. Yeah, only 4 things. Okay, so I think here I've added 5. Okay, the primary and secondary. Okay, that's fine. So these are the 5 aspects you need to think, or you need to look upon before deciding where you are planning to run your application or run your services. Clear? Shall we move on? Any questions on any of this site information, or any questions on geographical presence? Now I'm going to discuss. We have decided to run our services on a specific location. Now we need to understand what are the different support plan that Amazon is offering, and we can go and choose the support plan based on our requirement. See, now it is like support plan is very similar to your telecom provider plan. So if you choose an Airtel, now Airtel will be giving you different plans like 199 plan, 599 plan, 1000 plan, 2000 plan, 5000 plan, and so on, right? So based on your requirement, based on your different services that you are looking for, you will go and choose a support plan from the telecom provider. Similarly here, we have chosen AWS as the platform to host our application services. But now, in order to run those application or run those services, we need to get a support plan from the provider. So they are providing you 5 different plans. The very basic plan is called basic plan. Then we have a plan called developer plan, and they've got business plan, then they've got enterprise on ramp, and they've got enterprise plan. These are the 5 different plans they've got. It is very much similar to the Azure plans. Okay, in Azure I think they call it as pro, direct, and professional, but the terms are little slightly different, but almost it's one and the same. Okay, so they have got 5 different plan. So support plan is to get the support from Amazon or AWS. Okay, so these are the 5 different support plans that are available. So let's go and explore or understand the difference between these support plan. The basic the basic support plan, it's just going to give you only account related support, meaning if you are not able to log into your account, or if you are having issues with your password, or if some billing has got created accidentally, or billing related issues, and you will also get access to documentation, you will also get access to white papers, some kind of blogs and all those things. So basic is just a starter plan. Okay, it doesn't give you a lot of things, and it is available for free of cost. You can go and get basic support plan without any it comes for free. Okay, I'll say this is a free plan. Okay, but if you have decided to run some kind of application development in AWS, or if you have started doing some kind of POC or development activity, then you need to get some kind of support from Amazon Web Services support team, and you have to get a developer support plan. For developer support plan, it's actually it's not going to be for a production level of support, but it gives you a good level of support that is needed. So you have to pay $29 every month in order to get this developer support plan. And just like your telecom plan, see, if you go and get 200 rupees plan, or 500 rupees plan, or 2000 rupees plan, you know the difference, right? If you have a 2000 rupees plan from your telecom provider, they will ask you, they will call you every few days and ask whether the service is proper, whether they want some kind of enhancement, or whether they are getting the benefits what they are subscribed for, and all those things, right? But if you are only using 100 rupees plan or 200 rupees plan, for any issues or anything that you are having, you have to call them and get their support. But here you will have some kind of privileges where they will call you and ask you for the support. And in general, there are some advisory support that Amazon as a provider will provide. Okay, so that is called as trusted advisor support. Okay, and they have got some core check, meaning whether you have put your application on a particular way, that it is well architected, whether it is having redundancy, resiliency, whether you're following the best practices. It will only give you core checks, but the full set of checks are only available in business plan and the enterprise plans. Okay, so full set of checks, trusted advisor check, will be done by Amazon support team, and they will give you the report for the plans starting from business. Okay, even this is also having only partial checks here. Okay, with regards to trusted advisor check. So if you have an environment where you are doing some development, POC and so on, you can use developer plan. So basic you can use only for testing, or if you are using it for some training purpose, or if you want to use it as a sandbox, you can use it. But if you have some kind of development work that is going on, you can go and subscribe for developer plan. So you can ask you can enroll for developer plan, and with developer plan you have support through your email, you have support through support ticket, and you can also get some kind of chat support, and you can also call them. There is a phone support, but only authorized person can call them. Okay, through authorized personnel. Okay, here you don't have all those luxury. Only you can go and raise a support ticket, and based on the availability, usually they will respond back within 24 business hours. 24 business hours, you understand business hour term here, right? If you are talking about India business hours, it might be 9 to 5, and 24 business hours is almost what, 3 days time. So they will respond back in 3 days if it is a basic support. And again, they will not give you expert guidance, they will only give you general guidance here. Okay, you cannot go and ask them, I'm creating a code, and this code is not properly running on AWS platform. That kind of questions you cannot ask. So if you want to ask such questions, then you need to have a support plan that is eligible to ask those questions. Okay, so if you only have a developer plan, you can say I've created an application code, it's not working in AWS platform, I need some help. So based on the support plan, you have the authorization to raise a ticket in those areas. So here, even you have option to raise a ticket, but only on account related and billing related. Only if you're not able to log into an account, or if you have some billing issues, only these two cases can be raised in basic. But whatever business related or development related, you need to have at least developer plan in order to raise that case. Okay, and in this particular situation, the response SLA with developer plan is actually 12 business hour. So always, whenever you see business hours, you have to be very careful. Okay, it's not just hours, it's business hours. Meaning, for example, if you are raising a ticket in afternoon 3 o'clock, you should not expect support by midnight 3. Okay, you have to wait until the 12 business hours is complete. That's the level of response they have got. It's not resolution SLA, it's only response SLA. And if you have some general guidance support that you need, okay, you can raise general guidance support here. But in here there is no SLA for general guidance, but here in a developer plan they will respond back to you for general guidance in 24 business hours. Okay, so these are all business hours. Okay, these are all not just hours. So but if you are running your critical application, if you are running your production workload in Amazon Web Services, then you need a kind of priority tickets, or you need a option to go and raise a phone call support or support case. You need a kind of chat support or whatever you can you can get that in business support. So with business support, you will get support ticket, email, phone support, and also chat support, chime call support, and all those things. Okay, chime call support is like a kind of Teams and kind of an option to collaborate with the agent through the Skype call kind of thing. Okay, so that's what they call it as chime support. Amazon's native Skype is called chime. Okay, they will come in the chime call and they will be able to provide you support. And you have to raise a ticket according to the priority. If you're going and raising a P1 ticket, they will respond back in 1 hour. 1 hour is 1 hour. Okay, even if you raise it at night 10 o'clock, they have to respond back at 11 o'clock. It's not business hour. Even if you're raising a ticket at 2 o'clock, they should respond back within a 1 hour time. So they should be responding back to you in 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever time. It's like 24/7 support. And if you're going and raising a P2 ticket, they should respond back in 4 hours. Okay, similarly, if you're going and asking support on general guidance, or any system is not working, then they will come back in 12 business hours. No, I don't think it's 12 business hours. It is 12 hours here. Okay, 12 hours for any system impact or system impairment. System is not working, or system is functioning slow. The service is not down, but system is having some kind of malfunctioning, or there is a kind of slowness in performance and all those things. They will respond back in 12 hours. Okay, so this is general guidance. They will respond back in 24. I think even this is 24 hours only in business case. I've
Stanley,
seen them. Yeah,
Stanley, I have a question.
yeah.
Response, only response, or just resolution?
Response.
Response only. Okay.
Resolution depends on the complexity of the issue, right? See, you cannot go and fix everything in 1 hour, right? It all depends on what exactly has happened, whether someone has completely deleted the system, or they have went ahead and did some kind of changes which has corrupted the complete application group. Okay, so it all depends on okay, this is all response time. So based on your case severity, P1, everyone understand the case severity, right? That is the highest priority that you can go and raise in business support. So in business support, you have you are running business critical application. So only production workload. If you are running production workload, you should at least have a business support plan. Okay, and there is a kind of prioritized response support that is available in business support plan. So you will get if your production system is down, you will get response in 1 hour. If your production system is impaired, meaning there is services happening but it is very slow, and some at times there is a drop in packet or something like that, then you can raise a P2 ticket. But if the service is completely down, then always go and raise a P1 ticket. So similarly, in enterprise on ramp, you generally go and run your production workload. So see, all these options are available in all the things. Okay, that's why I have not listed it down. These are all something which are available in all the higher level support plans. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not mentioning all those things. So here with enterprise on ramp, either it is recommended for production workload or business critical workload. So some workloads, like some application which is business critical, you can go and run it on enterprise on ramp. But if it is mission critical, if your business is dependent on that particular application, then always go for enterprise. But not all the organization will be will have affordability of choosing enterprise plan. Simple reason, the enterprise support plan starts with $15,000 every month. Okay, so it's very huge amount. Okay, for startups and all, they, even though their business is completely dependent on that application, they cannot go and invest 15,000 USD per month. Okay, so either 15,000 USD or 10% of their monthly spend. Okay, that is the support plan. Okay, monthly AWS usage. Okay, whichever is higher. Okay, 10% or 15,000 USD. And similarly here for the enterprise on ramp, it is available for 5,500 USD or 10% of monthly AWS bill or monthly usage. Okay, this is huge money, right? Just for the support plan, not for your service consumption. Just for getting the support, you need to pay this much amount. Similarly here for business plan, you need to pay $100 per month. This is for the just for the support plan. Okay, so there are some classes also here. So there is a kind of 10%, 7% usage for the first $10,000, and for the next $80,000, there is a 7% billing and all those things. So the 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 support that you get on the enterprise on ramp and enterprise, you have a kind of account assistants. They are all called concierge support team. Okay, meaning they are all trained on the industry vertical. For example, if you are a customer from banking, or if you're a customer from healthcare, or if you're a customer from a particular industry vertical, the concierge support team are trained and certified in supporting those customers. So for example, if you're going and touching banking application, they know how to deal with that. So they are all certified in that specific thing. And with enterprise, you also get a lot of additional advantage. You get self-paced lab, you'll get a sandbox environment for your organization, and you can go and do whatever you want. And also you get AWS premium support that is available only on enterprise case. And you have a designated technical account manager. If something is not happening, you can call up this person at any time. He is dedicated to your account. Okay, whoever has subscribed for enterprise plan, you can call this technical account manager at any time. If you're not getting proper response, or if the response is getting delayed, or if there is a delay in the support getting escalated, you can call this person. You have a dedicated technical account manager. That's the reason you are paying $15,000. This person itself will have a healthy salary for them. Okay, so they actually are responsible for end-to-end for that particular customer. Even if this person is not responding back, you can also escalate to global account manager. You will also have the contact of GAM as well as the TAM. So global account manager and technical account manager. Here with enterprise on ramp, you will have technical account manager, but they are not dedicated technical account manager. They are a kind of group of TAM, meaning they are a pool of TAM. Whenever they are available, okay, they will be whoever is available in that particular shift, they will pick up the call, and they will be responding for any guidance, or any kind of expert level advice you need, or any escalation support you need. They will be providing you that. So here you get proactive guidance. If in case they are seeing some kind of slowness or degradation in a particular region, they will send an email, or they will call you and inform that they are experiencing some issue in particular data center, and your services might be impacted, or expert level guidance will be provided in enterprise on ramp and enterprise plan. Okay, so any questions on any of these areas from anyone? And definitely, like architectural guidance and all is available from enterprise on ramp and enterprise plan. So here also you will get some kind of support. So you'll get some general guidance support. Here you will get some kind of use case specific support. Here whatever architectural guidance you need, they will assign an enterprise architect to work with you. Okay, they will assign an enterprise architect from Amazon, and they will help you to design it and get it implemented and closed off. They give you architectural guidance, meaning they will give you consulting guidance. They will review the design. They will give whether it is well architected, whether it is following all the best practices, and they will give you the approval to go and implement it. Yeah, go ahead. Someone started asking a question.
Yeah, Stan, one question.
Yeah.
Say, I mean, you're hosting a group of applications in Amazon, and
Okay.
this support by right, business or enterprise.
Hmm.
That is for all the services which we host on Amazon. Right? Say, for example, you host an Aurora database in Amazon.
Mhm.
If you select for business plan, that applicable even for that Aurora database. Correct?
Correct. So see, some companies, they will purchase different support plan for different workload. So they will create few accounts and they will use it for development alone. Some account they will create and
Okay.
use it only for pre-production. Some account they will combine together and they will use it for production workload. So if you are going and mixing the workload, then this support plan will confuse you too much. So that's the decision making thing that you need to be aware of. So you need to kind of group your workload into a specific account where you can have environment based account, so that you are not going and investing a lot of money on your non-prod workload, or sorry, non-production workload.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So, I mean, for the same organization, they'll be having 2 or 3 different business plans. That is
Yeah,
what you're
true.
saying. Let's
See,
say,
there are customers whom I am supporting. They've got around 230 or 240 AWS accounts for just one customer. Like Mercedes, Volvo, Nissan, they are all having hundreds of AWS account. And that might be for a specific business unit, or that might be for some business application alone, or they might have created it for specific use cases. It's a kind of subscription, right? They can go and create a subscription, and they can run their services and pay for their workload. Based on the workload, they will get the support. See, for enterprise, I missed it, right? For enterprise and enterprise on ramp, you get support less than 15 minutes. The response should be lesser than 15 minutes. For any business or mission critical system is down, they will respond back within 15 minutes. And here in enterprise on ramp, they will respond back within 30 minutes. Okay, that's the main difference here. And you also get P1, P2, P3, all those things, 1 hour, 4 hours, and all those things. Okay, any other
Yes,
question?
yes,
Yeah.
Stanley. Actually, even though we have no n number of accounts, right?
Mhm.
That can be collectively we can maintain, right? I think
Correct.
by
So,
using,
yeah. So there are
so no need to
concepts
go with
where
a separate billing and all.
so true, Venkat. The challenge with that is, see, you can combine them together using concept called control tower, or you can bring them together into AWS organizations for billing and those purpose. The problem with that is, see, if you are combining 50 different account into one billing, you will have only one free tier eligibility. Okay, so if you are combining them together into one particular billing, so there are some pros and cons which you will get to understand. But yeah, for your question, yes, Venkat, you will be able to group them together, and you can have one common master account which can have all the billing related things stored there. Some organization will have one account just for having all the billing related information, and they will be billing based on the master account. So master account is mainly for management and billing activity, billing purpose. But any questions on the plan here? I know like there might be a lot of questions which might get us deviated, but any questions on which plans to go and choose based on our workload? So in simple understanding, if you are just evaluating or doing some proof of concept or testing, go for basic. If you have already started developing your application and you need some kind of support in the application code or running those in AWS platform, go for developer support plan. If you are having a production workload, go for business, minimum business. And if it is mission critical, if it is business critical, you can go for enterprise on ramp. If it is mission critical, then go for enterprise support. Okay, a lot of Fortune 100 companies are the very large organization. They will generally have enterprise on ramp or enterprise support. and they also get a lot of benefits. Okay, it's just like that, right? So if you go for the telecom provider plan with 2000 rupees, you are not just paying for that plan alone. They will also tell you that you will get 10 GB of data free, you will have these many number of messages, you will have these many number of voice messages free. All those things will be part of it, right? Similarly here, if you are paying 15,000 rupees, within that 15,000 rupees they will give you a lot of benefits. For example, they will give you sandbox account, which is more than $15,000 worth of sandbox account. So you will also get a lot of proactive workshops. They will give you deep dive session. They will give you a lot of support on automating things. So a lot of additional things will be provided for you: troubleshooting guidance, configuration guidance, interoperability guidance, integration guidance. So I mean, I can keep on adding things, but you can just if you want to integrate with service now, or if you want to do some integration, they will also support you. And if you want to have some kind of workshop on how to do tagging, how to do a naming convention, or how to do a deep dive on a particular service, they give you a lot of additional support here in enterprise and enterprise on-ramp. Go ahead. Someone has come on.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
Sarath.
this you are highlighting about this contingent support, right? Where they have
Yeah,
some designated engineer who takes
correct.
care of the specialists.
Hmm.
All these database support, right from the basic plan or enterprise plan, it is all done by Amazon engineers, or do they do an outsource like managed services?
Okay, so case to case, Sarath. See, for example, many people have this wrong assumption, or many people think that one engineer can provide end-to-end support. They will not be able to provide. For example, if you are raising a support case, what they will do is they will onboard a EC2 support specialist. Okay, and if the solution is involving S3 and Direct Connect and maybe some other app services and so on, what they will do is they will engage the support specialist who is specialized on that particular technology. So you will have 2 or 3 engineers supporting one call itself. Okay, there has been cases I have seen, 5 to 6 support agents will be there in the call. They will be representing each and everything: load balancers. If you are having checkpoint from Amazon Marketplace, for that they will have some specialized person who knows network and security. So you'll have different persons contributing. Even though you have raised support ticket for a particular issue, if your application has got a lot of dependency and integration points, you'll have a lot of engineers joining in from that specialization area.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
from
no,
Amazon support side, they are not they will not be able to provide support on all the different products and services. They will have specialization in the support resources. Yeah, go ahead, Sarath.
no, no, I understand that point. I mean, my doubt was, will they outsource these supports, or it is all only Amazon engineers who does the support?
Okay, so no.
Say,
Yeah, see, for example, for you, maybe I'll tell you, if you think about Amazon or Microsoft or any vendor, it's completely outsourced. Okay, so TCS employees will work in the badge of Amazon and Microsoft. Similarly, Cognizant
that was
employees might be, yeah. So there are
that
a
was my
lot of,
question.
lot of organizations, they provide support on Amazon badge or Microsoft badge. They might get a Amazon ID, but they will be outsourced or consulted by these organizations. They will be outsourced. Okay, so that is happening. Okay, across the globe,
Uh,
we have organizations providing employees for Microsoft and Amazon support. Yeah,
okay, okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
it's all business. Okay, so it's all consulting. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, and when they represent, they will not say they are from TCS. They will say they are from Microsoft. They will say they are from Amazon. Okay, because they have got Amazon ID and they have got Microsoft ID, so they will be representing the organization that they are supporting. Okay, so any specific questions on the support plan? This is important. You need to understand. So when you go and look at a particular account, you need to understand what kind of support plan they have got, and based on that, you have to set your expectation according to the plan that they have got. Okay, you can upgrade and downgrade at a later time, but enterprise plans, you have to follow a very detailed procedure to do a downgrade. But from lower plan to higher plan, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You can go and enhance or add additional thing. Okay, so this is on the support plan. Any questions on this before we move on to the next topic? Too much confusing or it's okay? You guys are able to follow me. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go and understand, or let's go and. Yes, Valli, you have questions?
Stan,
Yes, yes.
I
Yeah.
just want to know the enterprise on ramp and the enterprise both are same only, no? So is any major differences there or anything it's different cost wise or anything different? So it's both are same only, no? Stan?
No, not both are same. See, if
Or
you look at
business?
yeah, enterprise on ramp or enterprise on enterprise, you don't have these options here. So they will not provide you integration support. They will not provide you a self-paced lab. They will not provide you sandbox environment. They give you some kind of what do you call designated technical account manager. That is very important. Here, it's a shift manager. Okay, even though they are called as TAM,
Okay.
they will be. I mean, it's like a proactive support team. Okay, they are managers, but not like a. You will not get a single phone number. You will get a toll-free number where whoever is in the shift from the manager group, they will attend it and support your case. But here you have a person who you can directly call and ask for any kind of support. So this person, they proactively monitor your environment and they will give you optimization stuff, or they will give you guidance to do some cost optimization, or they give you a lot of guidance. Okay, so this person has to support you end to end. And so other than that, I have told you, right? So integration workshop or any kind of troubleshooting, configuration guidance, anything that you ask for, the enterprise support group should have to provide you. There is nothing called they will not be able to provide, but there are some cases which you cannot get support. I can show you a couple of slides which talks about that. Mm, Yeah. So you cannot go and ask to them to go and create a code for you. That cannot be done. You cannot go and ask them to debug the code that you have created or the software that you have created. And in some cases, if you are having the ownership of the EC2 instances or virtual machine, you cannot go and ask them to do the patching or go and do some kind of antivirus installation. Those things you cannot ask them to do. Even at the database level, the tuning of the queries, or if you want to do some tuning, you have to do it. And linking the accounts, you can get support, but only to a certain extent. Okay, so you have to be I mean, otherwise most of the other actions you can go and raise a case in enterprise.
Okay, Stan.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no problem, sure. So okay, so maybe I think I missed to explain this thing in enterprise on ramp. Okay, so it's a fixed cost. Okay, either it's actually 5,500 USD or 10%. But if you are talking about the enterprise plan, the more you use, the more the discount you get. For example, for 150k spend, monthly spend, you will get 10% billing. And after that 150k spend, you have 7% billing for the next, I think, up to 500k or something closer to that. You get 7% billing, and beyond that, I think up to 1 million, it is 3% or 5%, something like that. Okay, you have a difference in the pricing also, up to 1 million from 15k. Okay, so that difference is there in enterprise and enterprise on ramp. Enterprise on ramp is completely fixed price, 10% of monthly usage or 5,500 USD, whichever is greater. Okay, so next thing we'll go and discuss how to create an AWS account and how to start working on AWS. Okay, so let's see that. Before that, let's check if I can cover anything more. Okay, so on the global infrastructure, you can also look at some more aspect. For example, if you look at the region, you need to understand whether you are eligible to run some services there, or whether you are eligible to host your services. If you look at some examples in North America, in North Virginia itself, you have got 6 availability zone, meaning in East US alone, you have got 6 data centers, and it is available since 2006. And you can see that it has got 10 local zones. See, out of the maximum numbers that I've shown you, 10 of them is only in East US. So I showed you a number here, right? Somewhere, too many slides. How many local zones we had? 28, right? Or only 14? Okay, I might have placed it somewhere. Here it is. So local zones, we have got a total of 17, and out of the 17, 10 is in East US, and 7 is in US West. So only in US, local zones are only available in US. So 10 plus 7 in 10 in East US and 7 in um, West US. And similarly, if you go and look at the other regions like Europe and other regions, you will get to understand how many data centers we have got in each of the region. So maybe Asia is close to us, right? So we are here, so you can get to understand. See, if you look at the circle without dots, meaning like they don't have a lot of other functionalities, meaning they don't have CloudFront or edge location in that particular data center. So if you look at Mumbai, Mumbai has got 3 data center. Okay, and similarly, they are coming up with a lot of other services. Seoul, Tokyo, Singapore. See, the problem here is there are challenges. Okay, so for example, if you are a person who is working on a particular customer solution on Singapore, even though we have got 3 data center, Singapore is a location which by radius it is very small, right? As a country, it is very small. Even though they have got 3 data center, if Singapore is going down, then the entire data center, entire services will get impacted. So for such cases, you might have to choose either Hong Kong or any specific location like Jakarta or Indonesia or Japan, Osaka. So you have to choose between these 2 different regions. Okay, so that you have primary and secondary, but again, the legal and security compliance should allow that. Okay, you can go and understand all these things. Okay, one more minute. See, edge location you have got in all these locations: Mumbai, New Delhi. You got in Chennai also. Definitely, Chennai has got edge location. Edge location is the catching location. Okay. What else? Yeah. So these are the locations. In Bangalore also it is there. So Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, New Delhi. So all the major 5 cities has got the edge location. Edge location is the point of presence location where you have the regional catches and for quicker access of data. Okay, so just go through that information little closely so that you get to understand how many data centers are there in each of the region, and you can design based on that. The reason I say that, see, if you want to set up 3 environments, you can go and split them in each of the data center. For example, in one data center, you can have development, one data center, you can have QA, and the other data center, you can have production. If you have 4 different environment, you can go with that 4 different data center if the location provides it. Okay, so not all the locations have got 4. So some of them has got 4, some of them has got 6 also, right? We saw somewhere in US and all, it has got 6 data center in the same region. Okay, 4 in the same region and so on. Okay, so next, shall we go and create an account? So have you guys got a AWS account already, or everyone has to create a new account?
Stanley, a small silly
Yeah.
question.
Mhm.
Yeah, the thing is that okay, we have a lot of the numbers, right?
Mhm.
Data centers, availability zones, in
Yeah.
a particular region, right?
Mhm.
So, do we have any interview questions where we
No,
will
no,
be
no.
asking for?
No, 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 no.
It is not
So
like
they
that,
might
right?
ask you, they are not going to ask you that. See, there is no exam question also. See,
Numbers, right?
even Amazon as a company, they did not have the certification until 2013. only after 2013 they have got the certifications, exams, and all those things. And Microsoft, they have been having exams for the last 20-25 years, right? So many of you might have written MCP in 2000, Windows 2000 or 2003, those things also, right? So, but Amazon did not start earning money on this area. Even exams also, they don't have some such numbers, because cloud is evolving very quickly. The numbers will change on a daily basis or weekly basis. Even technology also gets changed very frequently. So you have to go and subscribe to the news feed, so that if you are a pre-sales architect or if you are a solution architect, you need to get to understand when they are launching a new location, or when they are bringing a new product available in a particular region. So all those things you need to readily understand. See, for example, I'll tell you, this month they are providing support for AWS S3 backup. Earlier, backup for AWS S3 was not available. So you can go and subscribe for Amazon news feed. I'll just Amazon news feed. Okay, what's new? You can go and subscribe to this news feed. Okay, what happened? Yeah. So if you look at here, on a daily basis, they are coming up with something new. See, recently, the top announcement will be here. Okay, what's new? So if you go to here, you can subscribe for the news feed. And if you look at here, in 2 days back, they have announced the general availability for AWS backup for S3. Until that time, backup was available only for EC2 instances, RDS, and EFS. Now they have option enabled for Amazon S3. The reason I'm saying this, you have to be on top of the technology and the new enhancements, features, and all those things. Only then you will be able to talk to customer, because this is public cloud, right? The data is available to everyone. Even the technologist on the customer side will also be looking at this, and they will be looking out for some support from your side. Okay, so and you can see that they have started supporting 6 CA instances. And earlier, maybe when you are working on the design last month, you might have told that only there is a support for 2 terabyte of memory. Now they will give you support for 4 terabytes of memory for a virtual machine. So all these things will change very frequently. So you have to go and look at the announcement. You can also go and filter the announcement based on the technology of your interest. For example, if you want to only filter compute alone or database alone, you can filter down, and you can get to understand what exactly you are looking for, and you will be able to get to understand what are the enhancements or new services or products that are getting launched. If you look at here, not Azure, AWS Resource Access Manager has got PCI DSS compliance now. So maybe in 2 months back, if you're working on a customer, you might have told that the solution is not PCI compliant, so you cannot use it for banking sector. Now you have to go and inform them that this particular service or product is now PCI compliant, and we can go and deploy it. So you have to go and subscribe to this, and make sure you are consistently getting the latest updates and so on. That is very, very important to work in cloud support, or if you are a solution architect in cloud, you need to subscribe for what's new. And to your question specifically, yeah, numbers will change very frequently. I'm not sure who asked it, but yeah, numbers, you need not keep it in mind. Okay, as a trainer, I have to, because I should not give you very old numbers. But yeah, from a business standpoint, you need not memorize all those numbers. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, I'm seeing a warning message here. You guys are still able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect,
Yeah.
Sharath.
Stan,
So like,
switching, I mean, data, if you want to switch from one region to different region, that is also supported at the latest stage, or will there be a restriction for that?
okay, so one,
I mean,
data
say I've
transfer, huh?
selected, no, no, say I've selected the Mumbai region at the launch of my application. 1 or 2 years later, I wanted to switch from one region to different region. That is
Mm-hmm.
also supported, right? Or will there be a restriction that
Supported. Pricing will vary, right? So running services
uh,
on Mumbai will be different from running
that
it
will
on
vary? Yeah, yeah,
Singapore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
So yeah, cost will vary, and you have to get approval from the business owner or application owner, because they are the one who have to decide whether they are
Decided.
okay with the new deciding authority. They are the one who should acknowledge. Yeah, so let's go and create a AWS account. Okay, so a lot of theory, right? I know you guys are already tired. Okay, so let's quickly go and create an account. Maybe starting next week, we'll have a lot of practical. Okay, so let's talk about how to go and create an account. In order to go and create an account, you should have a valid email address. It can be Gmail or Hotmail or whatever, and you should have a password for that. And you should provide your contact information, your address, and all those things, just for legitimate. I mean, to check your credential or credibility. And you have to provide your payment method. I think mostly they will accept both credit card and debit card here, and it should work here. And you have to provide your phone number to receive the one-time password and for validation. And you have to go and choose the support plan. And these are the things mandatory to go and create an account in AWS. And once after you create it, you have validity, free tier validity for 1 year. 12 months you can use this AWS account to run free tier services. Okay, there are a lot of services which comes with cost, but you can go and do POC, validation, testing, and all those things for first 12 months. Okay, so sometimes it might take 24 hours for getting activated in some of the support plan, but I think free tier and all, it will get immediately created. There are two types of account you can create. One is personal account and the other one is professional account. If you are planning to use it for your own purpose, you can go and create a personal account. But if you're going and creating it for an organization, you have to go and choose a professional account. Okay, so let's go and create. So I already have an account. So who would like to go and create a AWS account? Who want to sign up? You have 12 months of validity, no worries. Okay, so it's not going to make any difference of creating today and tomorrow or next week.
So I
Who
can
has not
create.
create? You can create, right? It's Babu. Okay. Okay, Babu, I'll make you a presenter. You can just go and log into portal.azure. Sorry, I always say Azure. Okay, so it's aws.amazon.com, or you can say console.aws.amazon.com, and you can go and create an account. I'll make you a presenter now. It will also ask for some optional things like PAN card and other things, which you can ignore. Okay, you can click on screen sharing, and you will be able to share your screen. So log into a browser and go and start creating an account. Okay. Oh, are you using mobile? I'll unmute you. 1 second. Where is Babu? You can reshare, Babu. Okay, let me make you a presenter again. Is anyone else planning to create an account today?
Slowly, let me share.
Sure, Bhavin Pandian. I'll make you a presenter. So you are connected via laptop, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, perfect. So I'm making you a presenter. So looks like Babu is connected via mobile. That will be very small to look at.
yes, yeah,
Now
that is
you can
what.
click on, yeah, now you can click on screen sharing and you will be able to share your screen.
Yeah. Can you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, I'm able to. You can go and type console or aws.amazon.com/console. Yeah, whatever, console.aws.amazon.com. Yeah, the first one. You missed
Console.
A in Amazon. Amazon, AMAZON. Yeah. Okay, so now scroll down. Okay, you are going to create the first time, right? So scroll down, create a new AWS account. Yeah, click on that. So portal.aws.amazon.com. Okay, you can either type console or portal. If you want to do for the first time, you can either go for portal. Okay, so go and give a email ID. It can be Gmail or whatever you want to give, you can give it.
So any Yahoo also
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think it should support. Yeah. Yeah, you can give a name for that. Okay, you can enter the characters. GXFFPXPY, sorry. Double F.
We can't see the screen actually.
Who is that?
Peter.
Oh, Peter, you might have to rejoin. It is visible for me. How about others? Can others confirm? Bibin, Benjamin,
We
you guys
can
are
see
able to see it,
Yeah,
right?
it's visible.
Yes, Sam, we
Yeah,
can see the
I
screen.
can see.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Peter, please reconnect. Yeah, please rejoin.
I think it is PY.
Yeah, PY. Yeah. Yeah, you can verify email address. Yeah, you will get a verification code on your yahoo.com ID. Yeah, the first one. Yeah, now you are verified. You have verified your email address. Now you can go and set a password. You can use the same password just for your easier memory.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So now we are entering into the step one. So step one is to choose the plan, whether you are going to start a business or you are planning to do your own personal project. We are going to do it for personal. Okay, just select personal. If you are doing it for some university or some organization, you can choose business, but this is personal one. Yeah, you can give your name, details, and all those things. So this service is available for 12 months free. Okay, and you can go and activate a lot of trials and so on. There are many services that are always free. I'll provide you the list of services little later. Yeah, India. This is phone number. Oh, okay. Yeah, address. Yeah, you can accept that. Okay, I'll stop your screen sharing for a minute. Okay, because like you're entering your credit card details or debit card details, right? I'll stop your sharing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Let
once
me
you are
take.
done,
So is that
yeah,
mandatory, Sterling? So enter
yeah.
credit card details.
Credit or debit. Debit is fine.
Okay. Yeah, let
What
me
they will
bring my.
do is, yeah, sure. What they will do is they will take 2 Indian rupees and they will return it back after 3 to 5 business days. It is just to check your credibility, whether you are
Okay.
a person with a particular banking account in a particular region, because a lot of people can misuse it, right? They can use it for
Yes.
terrorism or whatever they want to. So it's for checking the
Mm.
credibility. Like if you are going and subscribing for Uber or Ola also, they are nowadays checking your credibility, right? It's the same like that.
Right.
So they will return
Okay.
back that 2 Indian rupees after 3 or 5 business days. Yeah, you can enter credit card or debit card in AWS.
Yeah, let me quickly bring. Okay.
Sure, sure. Take your time. So once he enters his information, we will share back the screen. Okay, we can enable the screen sharing because you need to enter all the details and CVV number and so on.
Stanley, then this is
Yep.
the account details, I mean bank account details, where they can charge if we are using their resources, right?
They will not charge you directly. You have to pay based on the consumption. Okay, they will never do a auto debit, but you can enable that. But generally, they don't go and do auto debit. Meaning, based on your consumption, they will give you bill. Okay, and after the monthly billing cycle, you have to select it and pay for it.
Okay. So it
I'll
will
show
not
you.
be deducted automatically.
Yeah, no auto deduction. Yeah, you can enable it. Okay, so there is an option to enable it, but in general, they will not do that. I'll show you. Okay, so now since you have asked that, even I think I might have to pay some small amount. I will show you that.
Sorry, is that the PAN is mandatory?
No, no, optional. It
So
says
I
optional in
cannot
the
pay.
bracket, right? Yeah, yeah,
No, yes, no, only they say. So I can,
yeah. You can say no. Yeah,
no. Okay.
yeah. So you are done with entering the debit card details.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah, if you are done with that, you can share your screen again.
Okay. I think I'm sharing. So guys don't see.
Now I have stopped the sharing when the credit and debit card screen came up.
So it
Can
says that ask the organizer to make you presenter.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let me do that. Let me do that. Sorry, Pondian. Okay, now you are a presenter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, respond for OTPR. Okay, okay, 1 minute.
sure, sure. Yeah. So it will credit only, sorry, it will debit only 2 rupees, okay, 2 Indian rupees. After 3 to 5 business days, they will return that 2 rupees also. And sometime your banking vendor, like SBI or some of these vendor, they might also call you and ask why you have created an account. Are you planning to do some business on Amazon or Azure platform? They might check with you because they have variety of options to give you benefits. Okay, so they might ask you sometime. Just wait for a second. It will automatically move. Yeah. Okay. Good. So now you can receive a text message to confirm your identity. This is phone number based verification. Okay. Either you can request for a phone call or a text message. So select India and enter your phone number. You will receive a one-time password to verify your identity. Yeah. Yeah. Second one. Looks like your eyes are still fresh. For me, I always make a lot of mistakes here. Oh no, you are also making mistake. Good. Good.
I am wearing specs even.
Okay, this is FT M6BC, I guess. Yeah, FT
FTM6.
BC, I guess. Okay, you'll get a code in your mobile. Yeah, sometimes it might take more time, but mostly it should. You have
That's
received it.
great.
Good. Yeah.
8928. So go for a basic support free, right?
Yeah. So these are the support plan. Okay, so now we have to select the basic plan and we have to complete the sign up. So if you are planning to develop some application and you need support for your application support, then you need to go for developer or business and other categories. Okay, so now you will go for basic only. Yeah, select basic and select OK. Complete the sign up. Okay, if you want enterprise level support, they have the option at the bottom. Okay, you have to call them and do it. So now you have completed the activation of your account. You can go to the AWS Management Console. Click on that. It will redirect you to console.aws.amazon.com. Okay, so now you can just select some of your role. That's fine. Okay, so just select your role. You can say IT engineer or whatever storage engineer based on your role. You can select your role there in the drop down. Scroll down and select it. Yeah. So whatever application IT administrator, yeah, that should be fine. Yeah. And I'm interested in. You can select your interest area and you can submit. Okay, maybe big data and analytics or whatever. Storage. Yeah. Submit. Yeah. So you are all done, all set. Now you have an account to start creating some services and play around. Just scroll to the top, click on sign into console. Yeah, click on the sign into console option. Yeah, either the one on the top or in the middle. So now you will be redirected to enter your account credential. Okay, you can enter your Yahoo ID, yahoo.feb@yahoo.com.
This is G or 6 again.
Okay, for me, I would say 6GS.
Yes, correct.
Okay. No, I think so. It is wrong. Anyways,
I
okay,
think it is
double
6.
six, I guess. Yeah, double six.
Double.
Okay. 2XQSM2. M5CZBM.
I think both are having problem with this.
Getting old. Okay, so enter your password. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can experience the new console or you can use the old console. Just try to switch to the new console home. Try it. Okay, always they based on the user experience, they will go and give you different ways of handling things, right? So if you look at here, earlier it used to be a home page. It will have different categories like compute, network, storage, application services, and they will have grouping, and you can go and pick and choose the service you want to. But now they have taken it to a leftmost services menu. If you have to, first step is have to go and click the services, click on the services on the leftmost top. Yeah, it will give you the listing of services. So this will give you to use the complete uh, browser window completely. Earlier, they used to occupy some space. Now you have the option to go and select the services. For example, you can go and select compute and then go and choose that. Okay, so that is the first thing. Okay, and click outside. Okay, just yeah, click outside of the services menu. Yeah, here you can just go and select whatever you want. Just click outside. Yeah, click done. Step one, you have went ahead and selected the services and you are able to see it. So it's giving you a kind of tour on the AWS console. Okay, maybe I'll share my screen. Okay, so yeah, let me take over the sharing. See, once after you complete all the creation of the account, so you will log into the console.aws.amazon.com, and within that, you will start exploring the favorite services. You can go and add some of the services which you continuously use. For example, if I'm continuously using EC2, I can say I want to use EC2. If I continuously use RDS, I will go and select RDS. I can add favorites so that it will get listed on my favorite screen. and whatever I have recently accessed, all those services will be listed here, whatever I'm frequently using. And if I want to filter down some of the services which I'm hosting, some of the workload, I can add those to favorite. And on the right side, it gives you the complete regional location. Okay, what are the different regions you have got? And once after you go and create all the services, you will get a billing console. Okay, so you can either go to billing, or you can go and type cost explorer. It will take you to this billing screen. So you have to go and select the previous month, and based on the invoice you have to pay for it. See, for example, here I have to pay 120 Indian rupees because last month I did some EC2 creation, and this is for some specific lab. So it has costed me this much, and I have to go and pay for that. I can go to the orders and invoice, and based on my consumption, I can go and pay the, see, it is already delayed. Okay, I have to pay on February 2nd itself. I can just go and say verify and pay. And I can use this credit card. 1 second. Let me quickly pick up my card. So they are not going to charge you. Okay, whoever asked the question, you have to go and pay the bill based on the invoice. Not sure if I have that card now. Ending 37390. Okay, I have it. Okay, so let me pay that. So, okay, so this is how you have to complete the payment based on your usage. So they will give you detailed billing. Okay, so for example, they will give you, you have used these many EC2 instances, you have used these many storage capacity, these many network devices, and so on. Okay, you will get detailed information. So I've got the OTP, I'll enter it. Okay, so based on your consumption, based on your utilization, you have to pay after the month-end bill. Okay, on that particular bill, you will get detailed information. Okay, I'll show you some example here. So if I go to my previous month bill, okay, so I can I have paid it now. So I can also download the report. See, for example, in the month of November, I have paid around 3,000 Indian rupees. I can go and get that invoice. I can click on that invoice. You can download it, and you can look at the complete charges, the GST, and all those things. But if you want detailed invoicing, you can go to here. You can go and look at the cost and usage report. You will be able to find the complete service-wise reporting. For example, if I want to understand which services has consumed how much and so on, I can go to either Cost Explorer, or I can go to cost categories, and I can launch this. And here I'll be able to see which services, which region, and how many systems I'm running. So all those details will be available here. So if you look at here on specific dates, how much is the consumption on which are the services I want to filter. For example, here if I scroll down, I can go and filter by different services, different region, and all those things. Okay, you will get complete detailed report. I can filter by services. I can see how much EC2 instances are consuming, how much EFS is consuming, how much my monitoring is consuming. You can look at service wise. You can go by report, region wise reporting, so that you can understand where exactly the consumption is happening. Because if you look at the regional wise view, you will not be able to understand quickly where exactly the consumption is going on. But if you are coming and looking at the Cost Explorer, you will be able to understand where exactly I'm running some services. So by mistake, you might have created it in Singapore, and you might have missed it. Okay, so maybe end of the month you will be receiving bill. So to avoid that, you can go and look at the consumption under the Cost Explorer. You can look at daily report or monthly report, or you can also look at different variety of reports, and you can go and delete it or decommission it if in case you don't need it. You can also get the complete inventory of the list of services that you are running. You'll also get recommendation to revise the plan. We'll discuss this during the Cost Explorer class. Okay, so we have a separate day session on how to do cost optimization and so on. So once after you create the account, you can go and start creating services and resources. Okay, just because you asked about the billing, I showed you how to do that. Okay, end of the month, you'll get a bill. You can go to the bills, order an invoice, and you can settle down the bill. Okay. So currently I'm still in free tier, I guess. My free tier is eligible to have these many resources. If I want to explore the complete free tier information, I can say aws.amazon.com/free, and I'll be able to find out which are the services which are available for free of cost. Okay, so if I'm running 750 hours of EC2 instances of T2 micro or T3 micro, I don't have to pay anything to Amazon. Similarly, if I'm using 5 GB of Amazon S3 storage, I need not pay anything. And also there is a number of get and put requests that we are eligible for. So these are all available for only 12 months, but there are some services which are always free. For example, DynamoDB, AWS Lambda, AWS SMS, CloudWatch, CloudFriend. So these are all always free services, but they also have some kind of limit. Okay, they have a threshold. So if you go beyond 1 terabyte of CloudFriend capacity data transfer out, then you have to pay for it. Okay, so these are all some services which are always free, but there is a limit for everything. Okay, there are some services which are available for trial. Currently, many people might not be using this, so they are giving it for trial usage. Redshift, Amazon for 2 months, and Amazon App Steam for 40 hours. You can use these things for free. And if you want to explore vulnerabilities and do some kind of scanning, like your tenablenesses or that, you can go and enable 15 days Amazon Inspector. So these are all something available for trial usage. After the trial, you might have to go and disable it. So there are some services which are 12 months free. There are some services which are always free, and some of them are available for trial. Okay, so you can go and explore that. So moving forward, we will go and explore each and every category, like compute, network, storage, and database are the first 4 set of classes we will have. Maybe for the next 6 weeks, you will discuss the key areas: compute, network, storage, database, and IAM. Once after we complete the core building blocks, we'll go and explore the other areas like Elastic Beanstalk, migration, backup, monitoring, patching, and containers, and so on. Okay, so with that, I think we have ran over time. Sorry about that. I did not look at it. Any questions on what we have discussed, like how to create an account, or what are the different plans that are available, how to choose a location, what are the different geographical presence AWS has got, some history on Amazon Web Services. Any questions from anyone on that?
Uh, I have
Yeah.
a question. This is Babu. Uh, so since I am a database developer, I'm just looking for the Snowflake usage and
Okay.
the so do you have any idea how much they would be charging for Snowflake usage?
So Snowflake, it's a kind of service that is available via marketplace, right? So for marketplace services, you can go and check in AWS marketplace. Okay, I'll just show you that one second. So AWS marketplace services are different. Okay, so that is being available on a different pricing. I'll just open it here one second. Give me a minute. Yeah, you're talking about Snowflake connector or the Snowflake data cloud? There are multiple services, right?
Okay.
If you have an existing Snowflake software as a service, you can enable connector in AWS. Or if is your plan is to use Snowflake data cloud itself?
Yeah, that
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So if that is the case, you have to go to aws.amazon.com/marketplace, and you want to look at which product, Snowflake, right? Okay, let me get inside the marketplace first, and I will go and type Snowflake data cloud, and you will get the pricing on the top itself. Okay, so you will get this, you will click this, and you will see the pricing details here. So pricing. Okay, it is $0.01 per unit per cent of usage. You will have to pay this much amount. So you'll have the detailed pricing here. You can also, if you want to get support from Snowflake directly, you have to get additional subscription from them, so that if you want to raise a case, you can raise a case with Snowflake and get the support directly from them. But you can also get support through the AWS support staff, but they might not be as good as Snowflake support group. Okay, you can either get the direct support, or you can get support through AWS support. So you have to go and subscribe for this if you want to enable it. You have free trial option also.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So there are a lot of marketplace things that are available, right? Marketplace is the location where any provider like IBM or HP or Checkpoint or Cisco, they can come and sell their services through Amazon Marketplace. Okay, it's an online store where AWS is providing the partners to come and sell their services. So AWS is accepting wide variety of commercial and free software, meaning whatever appliance, for example, Checkpoint or FortiGate or Snowflake or whatever, they are all coming and selling their product. See, if you look at the commercial vendor, everyone is kind of selling their product. IBM, Microsoft, SAP, CA, Couchbase, Canonical, a lot of organization. Even there are a lot of open source offering, Nginx, Drupal, WordPress that are available. If you want to run an Nginx website, you can go and type Nginx website and you will be able to run it. So there are a lot of support in the marketplace. You can go and get support directly from those vendors. If you want to run a WordPress site, or if you want to run an Nginx Plus website, you will have to pay this much amount for that particular services. So these are all marketplace services. You have hundreds and hundreds of services available here. Okay, we'll get to create some of those little later, but on a very high level, today what we have discussed about the Amazon history and AWS history. We have talked about how Amazon is present across the globe and how to go and choose a location, going through the security aspect, proximity, and services and cost availability. And we discussed about the support plan. And at the end, we saw how to create an AWS account and start using it. Okay, so these are the things that we have discussed so far. And any questions on these 5 topics? Okay, if not, then I think we'll. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Stan, one quick
Yes.
question. It might look silly, but still. Where can we find the information about an account being professional or an personal account?
Okay, so if I go to my account here on the plan, okay, billing console, you have the support plan link support plan link here itself. Okay, you can just go here and click on this one. Okay, you will okay, not this one, there is a support plan section. 1 minute. So currently I'm using only free tier. Okay, go to support, and under the support plan screen, okay, you will see that. Okay, I'll show you where exactly it is. If you go here, it will be basic here. If I want to change it, I can change it by clicking this. You can go and look at the other support plan. If I want to change it to what do you call business or developer, I can select it and change the plan. Currently, I'm using basic plan. This is my account number and this is my plan. It will be under the support center.
Okay, but it will not say that whether it is a personal account or a professional account, right?
It should say that. If I go to change, it should show that also here somewhere, because I selected personal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not saying so. It should be somewhere because we selected it, right? When we created the account, we created it. Let me see this here. Somewhere it should be available. It should be.
Maybe it may be.
Now, because I try to create one now, and I selected personal. It was not showing, and
I think it may be in the profiles, account profile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. Yeah. Is this account to a service provider, public sector? Okay. Yeah, it should be somewhere here only. Okay, though I've seen it. Okay, but yeah, if you want to close the account, you have to go to your account settings under account. account settings, scroll to the bottom here, and you can select the these options, and you can close the account so that you don't want to incur any additional cost. So here there should be somewhere I used to see it, personal and professional. It should be in account settings here only. Okay, billing is here, operations is here, security question. Okay, I'll look at it, but yeah, somewhere
Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah, it should be under
Just
your
wanted
account
to check
profile settings.
these two
Yeah.
information, whether it's professional or
Mhm.
personal, and the date when it's starting and when it's ending, so that will be.
Okay, that information you will be able to get it on the bill here. Okay, so maybe if I go to bills, you can see from when it started. I started in October 2016.
Mm.
Okay, so I've been using it since October 2016, and yeah, you also get orders and invoice. Here also you can go and check from when all these things started. Okay, so there are multiple ways where you can go and check that. Okay, so Cost Explorer also you will get the same thing. Okay. I'm just still looking for your question, the other one, the personal professional one. But yeah, I mean, we are able to see that support plan, basic or that one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
I'll
I
check
mean,
and let you know.
yeah, check
Yeah,
and
yeah.
come back to it. It's fine.
Okay, any other questions?
Yes, done. For billing, shall we restrict that if the consumption is exceeded, so restrict that access everything?
Hmm.
Shall we
Yeah,
do it in AWS account?
you can set a soft limit and a hard limit, but based on your forecast or based on your usage plan, you can go and create a budget. With the budget, you can go and set a soft limit or a hard limit. If you're setting a soft limit, then it will show you warning whenever you are adding more services on beyond that budget. But if you're creating a hard limit, it will stop creating resources. That is very risky, but yeah, the options are there. You can go and create a budget. This will help you to avoid exceeding your monthly budget.
Okay, Stan. Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? I think we ran over the time, right? So if I take the break now, it will be again a little late. So maybe since it is theory, we'll close our day today early. Next week onwards, we'll have a longer session because it is practical session from next week. You will be able to listen very closely. Okay, so whatever questions you might have, you can uh, keep it ready for my next session. Okay, so when we connect back, we'll start discussing on compute in a very practical approach.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you all for joining today. I'll stop the recording and I'll close